Like I've come into this week, I've got a week off, which is really odd. I don't think I've ever done that. But it's actually giving a bit of time to process what's happened. And I think when you're in something that's new, what's exciting about it is you never really know what the reaction is going to be. So you kind of go in and you're like, well, we know what we're doing. We know what this is about. So let's see how it goes. So anything positive that comes from that is just a bonus. I think it's so exciting. It's where it should be. And what we've discovered as well from especially having younger audiences, which is what I'm hoping we can get in Swansea, those are the people that should be watching it as well. It's for everyone, of course, because theatre is for everyone. But I'm hoping that by having a younger audience in who know these girls, who know this place, that we'll be able to connect them in a totally different way. And I think that's super, super exciting. I think maybe the only thing that I can even remotely connect to with Sadie is this idea of as a person, as a woman, growing into being an adult, I guess, and then partly reaching, I guess, for youth. And what I mean by that is that Sadie, as much as she is also trying to obviously in an awful way, she's trying to manipulate them, she's also trying to be them. And I think anyone can relate to culture moving forward, and then you're trying to catch up with it, you know what I mean? And you're like trying to be on top of it. So I guess as a 34-year-old woman, it's interesting looking at it from that perspective, I guess. But that is the only thing I can connect to with her. I found her the most struggling because I think, and in a way, Becca has said as well that it's one of the hardest parts that she's written. And I can completely understand because I see Sadie, and it's a bit of a weird analogy, but I see her as like, you know, when people talk about the board. So in like big companies and they say the board said no, they're like an invisible character that as a general public, we don't know who they are. We don't connect to them, but somehow they control everything. So I feel like she's this really Machiavellian chameleon that lords over. So she's anything you want her to be. So I could go on next week and do an entirely different version of Sadie and somehow it will still work because she can be anything. And I'd be excited to see another actress do it, to see how they interpret it. Because you know Kyla, you know Ruby, you know Chen. But this woman comes in and you're like, I can't connect to her at all. She comes to a chicken shop and asks for coffee. She tells you at the beginning, I don't belong here, you know? So I have personally found that part now is exciting. At first, terrifying. Because I was like, I got to be the villain. And that in itself, although fun, you've got to find the nuances and also make it relatable as well without it being, you know. I just want to say that I think it's incredibly exciting that we're coming to Swansea, and I hope that when audiences come, they feel like they can talk to us after it and we can have conversation. One of the best parts of this has been that we've been able to after the show communicate, especially with a younger audience. I don't want you to audiences to ever feel like they can't talk to us about it, because I think communication after this is super key. And I hope that when this journey is over, that there's another journey that could involve, you know, schools, more outreach, because Grand Ambition, especially you guys have been doing an incredible job with your outreach work. And I personally can't wait to see what you have done when we come back to Swansea.